We have formal and informal activities to raise awareness about FGM and also promote FGM services available in the UK, as well as raising awareness of the UK law. The informal activities we do include sister circles, naming ceremonies we attend, and also henna nights.
Henna night, yeah.
As well as men-to-men discussions specific to men, and it's led by sheikh and champions who have been trained on engaging with men only. We've learned that in formal activities, women or young people tend to hold back what they want to say, how they feel about FGM, and also their views. So we had to go back and find out a way that we can engage with the practicing community, that they don't feel pressurized, that they feel relaxed and comfortable. FGM men-to-men discussions have originated from the sister circle discussions that we had, and it's important that men are involved in the campaign to end FGM. So the sessions are led by Brother Bashir, who's sheikh and also a champion, and what he does, he recruits young people to enable him to talk to other young people and also older generations. So the conversations is similar to what we do for women, and also enables men who have been affected by FGM to share their views and their experiences, especially those who had wives with type 3 FGM. You don't normally hear the pain it causes for men. So those activities provide space where they can share that, and also it promotes the FGM services again. If a young person is marrying to women who have type 3 FGM, it enables them to access that.
We do tell them now it's against the law, it's violation of the child law, it's violation of a human rights of that particular person. So explaining the legislation to them, that you meet one or two that we said, oh, it's my child. It's your child, but this child is paramount. Before you bring the culture in, because people are saying that it's our culture, it's our tradition. You people are joining for them to take our culture away from us. It's part of education. You educate them, then you bring the health in it. When the health come in, then they will cool down. This is the 21st century. Can we modernize our tradition and culture? Let's stop naming our body. Sister circles as well. We do meet them in their homes, talk about FGM, or at times we have coffee mornings where they will drop, where they are comfortable to talk about FGM one-to-one or in group.
It gives women an opportunity where they can share their own feelings and their own views. Every woman is affected with FGM differently. So if they are in a comfortable environment, they tend to open up. I mean, women do the henna, they put henna decorations, the brides and her friends as well. And it's an opportunity to have mixed age groups of women in the same room. Most of the discussions is around cultural aspects and also responsibility, expectations of when you marry into a new family, and also relationships, and that's where we talk about FGM and also promote FGM services here. Most of the work is done by community champions, and they have a lot of connections within the community. So that's how they get the invitations.
Going in those activities, you make sure that your bag that you are carrying, you have leaflets in it. Someone said, oh, I've done it at the age of 4, 5, but I didn't know how it looked like. So you will take the leaflet and show. Then we said, oh.
Certain cultures, certain communities, they do FGM on a very young age, from infant, from the day that child's born up to the naming ceremony. So at the naming ceremony, they might have what they do is marking on the face, ear piercing, and FGM around the time they're doing the naming ceremony. So it's important that we go in and talk to them about FGM. It's not allowed in the UK, and raise awareness about it. And we also get support from the leader of the event to say, we're going to have the e-piercing, not the face marking, not FGM. It's not allowed in these countries. So it's important that we engage with them. Mostly it starts with their own house, and then maybe friend's house, and then friends of friends' house. And by the time you get to number 4, number 5, you're very confident. And sometimes they even do it in mosques after the Friday prayers, or in madrasas or tuition centres. So as long as you find a corner place where you feel is confident, and you can have a deep conversation to people. That's what matters the most. We had a really good engagement with in markets, Saturday markets, especially around Peckham area. There's a lot of practicing community, so the champions go with their leaflets, and sometimes even when they get in their haircuts, they're just to start conversation about it, because you have an opportunity to bring up the subject. So it's just knowing your connections and the area that you're working with. People from the community don't connect FGM health related issues to the practice. So when we talk to them, most of them do share their own problems, or they talk about FGM in general without realizing that the back pain that they had or abdominal pain that they have is related to FGM. So it's important to raise that with them, and also if there are those, if they need any support, we invite them back here where they can access further support. If they need to be referred to FGM services, we do that as well. So it's important to engage with people from the practicing community, just so that they learn about FGM and also the law.
You see someone who said, at night I fear my husband. So you open dialogue. That one too will take. You ask how you access support outside, for you not to be afraid of your husband. Maybe you have a problem that you need help, clinical help.
When women first come to us, as my colleague said, they might be very shy and not wanting to open up. By the time they receive support, they become very confident, and they also say that we want to be champions and we want to raise awareness. So you witness the progress from where they were when they first started to a few months later where they are. And most of our champions are actually FGM victims themselves. I think you need to be more understanding of the practice itself, and also be non-judgmental, be open-minded of what people might say to you, both negative and positive, and not to hold against people, and also not to stigmatize the practicing community, and also not to differentiate. For example, if you want to speak with Somali community who have a high prevalence of type 3, when you go to Sierra Leone community or any other neighbouring community, you say, the Somalis do the worst kind of FGM. So you, without realising, you stigmatising the people that you want to help. So always be open-minded and approach it in a friendly way. And I think if you have a project that you can link with FGM, to utilise that and make use of it. Many women don't realise that they have those problems, and here when they come to us, they might have multiple needs, problems in the household, financial problems, as well as FGM problems. So listen to the women, understand their problems, and if they have a psychological support, make sure you provide that with someone who understands the practice and the effects it causes. The other thing I think we need is more awareness raising amongst the professionals.
Yeah.
I think especially teachers and social workers, because they have a really important role to play. If teachers understand FGM, they can easily spot if a child has already undergone FGM, and they can offer them a support. More communication with practicing community, if possible, community languages, the community media. I think that has a really powerful way of engaging with the practicing community, because most of the people, especially the older generation, they don't watch English channels or read English newspapers, so they tend to watch their own community language media. So I would say that to connect with the community. Yeah.